What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the premiere episode of the Cash In, Cash Out podcast. My name is CB. I'm here with my co-host, Dakari, and we just want to welcome all you guys to the podcast here, the premiere episode. Basically, Dakari, you want to just let the people know about you?
Man, been an avid sportsman my whole life. Man, born in the South, raised up in Chicago, man. Just here to share my knowledge and spread everything I know about sports, parlays, all that. We got y'all.
Yes, sir. If you guys don't know who I am, man, like I said, I'm CB. Just little things about me, man. Favorite teams, I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. Chiefs till I die. I like Chicago sports teams as well. I like the Bulls. I like the Cubs and everything. I'll go to the Sox games and whatnot, but had some good times at the Sox games. But really, I just care about the Chiefs. That's really the only football team I care about. Dakari, what teams you go for, man?
Man, primarily, man, the Chicago Bulls, man. It's all my life, Chicago, man. I go for the White Sox as well, man. I support the Bears, but I'm not really a diehard Bears fan or nothing. I just like them now because they got Fields and everything. I feel like they got the future of the NFL. They got everybody on notice. But yeah, man, I watch a lot of sports, just a lot of different teams. There's nobody I really go for in particular in the NFL. I just like to watch.
But you don't rock with the Cubs, though.
Nah, I don't want. Nah.
Don't rock with the Cubs. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to rock with the Cubs. It's just, they brought a chip to the city more recently than the Sox did. So,
man, they brought some more L's to the city than the Sox did too.
That's definitely true. So let's just get started here, man. Let's go into our first segment, man. We're gonna run it back. We're going to talk about the past week of sports, man. We're going to talk about some basketball, some football. So let's just get talking about the best team in the NFL. We'll just go ahead and talk about the Chiefs. Chiefs beating the Jaguars. 4 quarters, Mahomes on one leg makes it look easy. I would say, best quarterback in the league is Mahomes. Second best is Joe Burrow. Third is Mahomes on one leg. So, I mean, that's just how I feel. But how do you feel about Trevor Lawrence? Because we don't have to talk about Mahomes. We know who he is. But talk to me about Trevor Lawrence, man. How do you feel about Trevor Lawrence? Is he legit? Is he that guy now? Is he the top 5 quarterback people are calling him?
Man, when I think of Trevor Lawrence, I don't think about right now. I think about the future.
Okay.
When I look at Trevor Lawrence and I see the question, is he legit? I think it's no question. He is legit.
Okay.
He is the future of the NFL. In the last span of the season since November, 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and the Jags went 7-2. Turning a whole season around, that is something that's extremely impressive. And I think of somebody that's I know people say that a lot on the internet, but he has a really Peyton Manning-esque start to his career.
Yeah, definitely.
A very bad first season with a lot of growing pains. We know how Peyton Manning almost had 30 interceptions his first year?
Yeah, Peyton Manning was just a pick machine the first couple years in the league.
It was crazy because we seen Trevor Lawrence his first year. He was nothing special. He didn't look anything.
And I feel like you could attribute that a little bit to coaching too. What was the guy's name?
You talking about Urban Meyer?
Urban Meyer. I mean, just all the controversy surrounding the team, and Urban Meyer just didn't seem like a good fit. And then here comes Doug Peterson into the building, and now they make a complete turnaround. Now they came out the gate a little slow. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'll be honest with you. I think that he's been crowned a little too soon. I think that Lawrence is good. He's good. But I'm going to give you stats for 4 different quarterbacks in their second year in the NFL. I want you to tell me which one you think Trevor Lawrence is, okay?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so first quarterback threw for 5,014 yards, threw 38 touchdowns, 15 picks with a 97.7 ratings, and did not make the playoffs. The second quarterback threw for 4,611 yards, 34 touchdowns, 14 picks, with a 108.3 rating. I'm not going to tell you where they went in the playoffs because I think it would give it away. Third quarterback, 4,153 total yards, 43 total touchdowns, with 7 picks. So to split that up, it was 3,127 yards passing, 1,026 rushing. I think that kind of gives away who that is. Yeah. And then the last quarterback threw for 4,113 yards, so the lowest out of all 3. 25 touchdowns, so the lowest out of all 3. 8 picks, which also is the lowest out of all 3. And then had a 95.2 passer rating. Which one do you think is Trevor Lawrence?
Man, I already know the answer.
Yeah,
the last one.
Exactly. And that's why I don't feel like he's really there yet. He's doing well, But in a league that's so offensive heavy, like he's not putting up numbers that we've seen guys put up classically in their year 2, guys that we say are the face of the NFL. I mean, Herbert threw for 5,000 yards in year 2, and here is Trevor Lawrence with barely over 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. Now he made a great comeback against the Chargers. I'm not gonna lie, and that was ballsy. That was like one of the greatest things I've watched in sports. But then you seen what happened when they came against the big dogs. So I don't know. What do you think though? You think Lawrence is gonna be the future of the NFL?
Man, I think he has a very, very bright future. Like what you said about his stats, like I think we can't get too far into the stats because you look at what he did win-wise. Like what they start off, what was their record at first? 3-6.
Yeah.
At first, they went from 3-6, then went on a 7-2 charge since November, while winning a playoff game. And I know they had home field advantage, but nobody looked at them as the like favorite in that game.
Yeah, even coming out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, on that game, I had money on the Chargers, and I also had money on the Jaguars. So I had to split it up. I had to double it. Yeah. So. But I'm not gonna lie, like I thought money was in the bag, bro. I thought the Chargers had it locked up, and then it was the craziest comeback I've ever seen.
Man, the craziest thing about that game is, man, and you were witness to this, bro. Halftime of the game when they was down, like 27 to like 0 or 3 or something.
You talking about the Chiefs against the Texans?
No,
you're talking about the.
I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence against the Chargers.
Yeah.
When they was down at halftime,
27-3 at half.
I put $10 down halftime, bro. Money line.
Jaguars?
On the Jaguars.
Yes, sir. Me
Quick
too.
$60 bucks, bro. Easiest money I've ever made
bro.
in my life. I just felt it, bro. Like I feel like there's sometimes in NFL, bro, you just feel when a team is about to. And this might not even be more towards Trevor Lawrence. It might be towards the Chargers being the Chargers.
Yeah.
But you just know, you could just feel a comeback happening.
Right. Let's talk about that for a second. Live betting, okay? It's something that I've been getting into a lot more recently. I feel like putting in bets before the game is cool. But, like, when you get through the first quarter of a football game or a basketball game, you really start to get a feel for it. You're like, even if, if before the game you had a feel for it and you were right, that's great. But if you were wrong, you still have that opportunity to kind of go after it again, maybe the other way, and, still cash out on something. So have you been doing any live betting recently?
Man, I haven't recently, but I can tell you about the 2 times I have. Only 2. Mm-hmm. One I already told you about. The other one, nobody's going to believe me on this, but when Baker Mayfield had his first start for the Rams this year, man, halftime against the Raiders, bro.
I like it.
Man, it was, it's just, like I said, bro, I have a natural feeling I should start doing that more. I feel like I have a natural feeling
I'm telling you, live bets are the way to go, bro, because once you actually get a feel for, like, how the players are doing and everything like that, you can really, like, if you really feel like you know the game, you can really put in some nice live bets for some good money. I think the only, like, recent live bet I have, like, is the same thing with the Jaguars. But let's move on to the Eagles just absolutely demolishing the Giants. I mean, it was an impressive game, and you see that the Eagles can get it done without Jalen Hurts having to run all over the field. Miles Sanders had, I think, 100. He had over 100 yards. Multiple rushers just going off in that game. So let me ask you this. If Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt, or maybe you could make the case even with the injury, do you think Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the NFL?
I believe so, bro.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, bro. In terms of production, bro, he has a stat line as good as any of the top NFL quarterbacks. In the 15 games that he was in, bro, I got it right here. He had 3,700 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But while doing that, while the passing touchdowns might seem like low, on the ground, he had over 700 yards and 13 additional touchdowns.
That's facts.
He's one of the most dynamic players I think we have in the game today. And on top of that, there was a huge narrative going on in like the middle of the season. They were saying like, oh, any quarterback or any mobile quarterback or just any quarterback in general could succeed in that offense. We seen what they did with Gardner Minshew in the lineup.
Yeah.
2 straight losses.
That's fair.
I think Jalen Hurts is the most valuable player to his team. Right. I'm not saying he's the best. I think Mahomes is the best, but I think he's the most valuable to his team this season.
That's fair. I definitely see where you're coming from. Now, obviously, you know who I think the MVP is, who the NFL All-Pro voters think the MVP is, and who the MVP probably will be. And that's Patrick Mahomes, man. And you're right. Jalen Hurts had an outstanding season. 35 touchdowns on 6 picks, over 4,000 total yards for the season, which is great things. Great numbers. Mahomes had 5,250 yards with 41 touchdowns and 12 picks with a 105.2 passer rating, which is the second in the league, tied for second with Tua. Number one is Brock Purdy. So, but Mahomes led the league in touchdowns by 5 touchdowns, led the league in passing yards, second in the league in passer rating. And if you take out Mahomes' best 2 games of the season, where he threw 446 yards against the Titans, and he threw 380 against, I forget who the other team was. But if you take out his 2 best games of the season, he still has more total yards and more total touchdowns than Jalen Hurts. So you take out, Jalen Hurts was injured for 2 games. I'll give him that. If Mahomes played a 15-game season with his best games taken out, he still beats him in all the stat categories, which I will say, with that him being the most valuable player to his team, Eagles have 2 wide receiver ones. They got Devontae Smith and they got A.J. Brown. And if you really think about it, the Chiefs kind of have no wide receiver one. I mean, they have Travis Kelce, obviously.
Only the greatest tight end.
Only the greatest tight end. Yeah, but I mean, their actual wide receiver one is probably Kadarius Toney, or maybe
Juju.
I mean, I would say Juju, but the last couple of weeks, I mean, Juju had, I think, 1 catch last week and then 2 or 3 week 18, which obviously it's week 18. So, but like, I don't know. I think that Mahomes has done more with less weapons, which I think virtually makes him more valuable than Hurts.
I can see that point, but I also think that in the modern, like, I know we expected the Chiefs to have somewhat of a decline last year, right? Over the offseason, you know how everybody was crowning the entire AFC West as the champion. You know, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Raiders.
They all sucked.
They were all awful. The Chargers are overhyped, but that's besides the point. We still expected the Chiefs to at least make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Though. I feel like the Eagles, while people expected them to be better, nobody expected them to be 14-3 good. I could argue that they should have been 16-1.
Yeah, they really could have been. I think that's very true, because even to this very moment, as we sit here today, I think I still have like a small piece of my heart that thinks the Eagles are frauds. I think Jalen Hurts is going to choke one of these games. I don't know. It's just how deep down, that's really how I feel.
I feel like even if he, like, let's say he chokes, like, underperforms in the passing game, I think what's so dangerous about Jalen Hurts is when he starts messing up in that passing game, he's going to tuck that ball in his arm and he's going to run.
That's valid.
And that's hard to stop.
Yep, that's definitely valid. And I mean, against the Giants, I mean, we've seen them play the Giants 3 times, and we know that they can pound the rock against the Giants. So I'm interested to see how they do against the 49ers, who have a really good run defense. But talking about the 49ers, obviously they beat the Cowboys, and I don't know. It was a very close game. It wasn't really something spectacular, but it was fun to watch. It was a nice, fun defensive game. But with that, do you think that I've been reading online, and they say that Jimmy Garoppolo might be healthy to play either this Sunday, or if they end up beating the Eagles, they said he will be healthy for the Super Bowl. Do you think that they should start Jimmy Garoppolo over Brock Purdy?
Now, I have kind of a history of being a Jimmy Garoppolo hater. I don't hate him. I just don't think he's what people say he is. Right. I don't think he deserves that large contract that he has. But I will say this, though. I could see why people think that, because he has the playoff experience.
Exactly.
He's won some games. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's
also lost their team some games too, but
he has definitely lost them some games. He won the Super Bowl as a backup.
Yeah.
But he has appeared in a Super Bowl, which I did see him overthrow his wide receiver at the end of the game.
I saw that too. that was the best throw I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that gave my team a championship. So I'll love Jimmy Garoppolo till I die, simply for that.
But I think if you're the Niners, and if you're the Niners fans, what they call them, Niners faithful, you have to ride with the hot hand. Brock Purdy is the hot hand.
And he is hot right now.
In the playoffs right now. Sorry, bro.
No, you're good. You're good.
In the playoffs right now, he averages 110. His pass rating over the last 2 games is 110, and he's a rookie and started half the season.
He's a baller, man. I mean, even in college, like, he was doing his thing. I mean, he was in the Big 12, but, I mean, he was doing his thing nonetheless. So let me bring up just a hypothetical situation to you. So let's say Brock Purdy beats the Eagles, goes to the Super Bowl, plays the Kansas City Chiefs, and beats the Chiefs. is Brock Purdy the starter for the 49ers? Even though they traded up to get Trey Lance, they haven't let go of Jimmy G and haven't been able to cut the tie. Is their third string now the guy next year?
In that hypothetical situation, you have to ride with Purdy.
Yeah?
You have got to cut.
You wouldn't even make it like a competition in the offseason or something?
I'm going to be honest. The reason why I wouldn't make it a competition in the offseason is because I feel like if he has let's say he has a competition with Trey Lance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say he's losing. I mean, let's say Trey Lance is losing that competition, and they start Purdy and try to get rid of Lance.
That's true.
The more you wait, I feel like the more Trey Lance's value goes down, and the less willing teams are going to be trying to trade for him because they're going to think like he's the third overall pick that lost to Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as if they win the Super Bowl, as soon as the season's over, you have to find a new home for Trey Lance and Garoppolo.
I think so too. That puts some good quarterbacks on the market. So with that, do you think the Cowboys should ride it out with Dak? I mean, you think you've got Derek Carr on the market, you've got Aaron Rodgers, you've got Tom Brady potentially. You're saying Trey Lance, Jimmy G. I mean, there are some competent quarterbacks out there right now. If you're the Cowboys, do you ditch Dak and go get somebody else?
Look, man, the Cowboys, if they can, they need to get rid of Dak.
Wow.
Dak cannot get it done. What have we seen him do in the playoffs so far? What have we seen him do this season so far, honestly? Because didn't he lead? He led the league in interceptions, right?
He did.
While missing,
I think him and Josh Allen were tied. And he missed part of the season, like you were going to say.
That is ridiculous. He was going to have over 20 interceptions this season if he played the whole season. Is that what I'm thinking?
I mean, that's what it says.
And you're on a team with CeeDee Lamb. You have Tony Pollard. You have Ezekiel Elliott. You have Dalton Schultz. You have all these options.
Yeah.
With the Cowboys O-line and with a competent, extremely competent defense. You have all this. You can't beat Mr. Irrelevant in the playoffs. You can't beat somebody that was his second playoff game, and you can't beat him.
Yeah.
And he's what, 23?
Who, Dak?
Nah, Purdy.
Oh, Purdy. I was gonna say Dak is getting to be an old soul at this point, man.
I think if you're the Cowboys, it's probably gonna be extremely hard to get rid of him because he has that massive contract. I don't know who gave him that contract. That's a terrible idea, but
they just give out money over there in Dallas, bro.
They need to find a way to get off of him. I know they probably won't. I feel like Jerry Jones loves Dak.
Yeah, I feel like they are like, if there's one team that's just like, all right, we did mediocre this year, we're going to keep everything the same and see if we can do better next year. I think that's the Cowboys, bro. I think they're just going to ride it out.
I think their window is done too. I never thought they had a window in the first place.
I'm not going to lie, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. So
that's
that
is sick.
I really have faith in them, bro. I mean, when the Cowboys are playing at their best, they are better than anybody. They're better than the Chiefs. I mean, they can put up 50 and they can hold you to 0 if they are playing at their best. If they are playing at the worst, I'll take the Texans. I mean, you've seen the Texans game against the Cowboys. Man. If they are playing at their worst, they stink. But thinking about like a team that that's probably going to stay where they're at and hope they can do better next year. Let's talk about a team that's been staying where they're at and not doing anything for the past couple of years that I love to hate on, the Buffalo Bills.
Woo.
So let's just ask the question. Let's just be straight up, because going into the season, Josh Allen was favored by, the sports books to win MVP. I think it was general consensus, Josh Allen, MVP. Josh Allen's winning the Super Bowl. Josh Allen. Is Joe Burrow better than Josh Allen?
Man, so speaking back on that point, man, early in the season, last offseason, bro, I was one of those people that was crowning Josh Allen. I'm not even going to lie. Yeah,
I know. I was there.
I thought it was Mahomes 1A, Josh Allen 1B.
Mm-hmm.
And even at times during the season, there was times early in the season I thought, Josh Allen might be that guy. But after watching what unveiled last weekend, watching him and Stephon Diggs not be able to click at all.
Yeah.
Just the overall, the attitude of Buffalo when they're on that field, when they're down and how they couldn't come back from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe Burrow right now might possibly be better than Josh Allen.
I respect that. I mean, it was very kind of insulting. During the game, they were calling him Mr. January and stuff like that. And I can't respect that simply because Josh Allen really only has 2 good playoff games, really, really good playoff games. The only thing is they were perfect. I mean, he didn't throw any picks. He was lights out with his passer completion. He was throwing for big yards, big touchdowns. Like, he was, last year's playoffs, he was the best. I mean, he literally played the best. He played perfect and still lost. But, I mean, I really do think, I really hate to say it, but I think coaching was really involved a lot, man. I really think that Josh Allen not having Brian Daboll anymore really affected him, and it affected the whole team in the playoffs, because I would say all year the Bills' game plan has been, all right, Josh, go do it. Just go get it done, bro. Throw the ball all over the yard. Just hope you complete a couple balls. And that's what the Bengals basically on defense were just playing, hey, Josh, throw it. If you want to throw it 50 yards every pass, we going to let you do it. But you're not going to hit it every time. And so that's basically what they were doing, and he was doing it all day, just chucking passes, and they were just hitting the ground. I mean, it's also snowing like crazy there, so I don't know. I think that Joe Burrow is definitely a better clutch player. Like, if it's fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, you either down by 3 or you down by 6. You gotta go get some points on the board, bro. Joe Burrow is ice, bro. Like, he just snap the ball, move the chains. Snap the ball, move the chains. I mean, he's very, like, Tom Brady-esque almost.
Hey, they call him Joe Cool for a reason, bro.
Seriously, I mean, he really is nice. Like, and going into this game against them, I really can't even, like, hate on it too much. Like, I went to the Bengals-Chiefs game during the regular season, watched the Chiefs just barely lose to the Bengals, and it's like, I'm just watching, and I can't even be mad at it, bro. Like, that's just what they do. Like, snap the ball, move the chains. It was crazy.
And I think, like, the entire roster, with the exception of Eli Apple, they're probably the most likable team in the NFL.
Yeah,
like,
I hate them now after what they've been saying the past week.
Oh, yeah, they've been
Burrow head. Burrow is 3-0 against the Chiefs. Only one of those 3 games has been an Arrowhead. So I don't know. I mean, nobody else goes into a stadium one time, wins, and then calls it their stadium. But yeah, I really hope we're gonna win. But let me go back to Brian Daboll real quick and the Josh Allen effect. So let me tell you the list of Brian Daboll and the quarterbacks that he's worked with in his career. Now, he has worked for many different teams in the early 2010s as an offensive coordinator, like the Patriots, the Jets, the Chiefs even. He was an offensive coordinator for a year. So let me tell you the quarterbacks that he's worked with. Brian Daboll was the offensive coordinator for Tom Brady, Brett Favre. Now, we'll get a little low here. Matt Castle. Tom Brady again. And then he went to go work for Nick Saban for 1 year at Alabama, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Jalen Hurts / Tua Tagovailoa led offense that was lights out, bro.
Amazing.
And then obviously Josh Allen, and now you see Daniel Jones this year. And so you see that Brian Daboll is almost a quarterback whisperer. Like, everywhere he goes, that quarterback is playing elite level. And, like, I don't know, I mean, certain guys like Tom Brady, Brett Favre, like, they're just great. But look at Jalen Hurts and Tua. Like, okay, Jalen Hurts is going crazy, but Tua without Daboll, I mean, Mike McDaniels, I think, is a really, really good head coach, but, like, he's not Brian Daboll. You see Josh Allen once Brian Daboll left, and now you see how great Daniel Jones is playing, and I really think that Brian Daboll had a huge effect on how the Bills were playing football on offense. Because now they're just, throw it up, 50 yards. Let's see if Gabe Davis can go grab it. Let's see if Stephon Diggs can snatch it out of somebody's lap.
I would definitely argue that the Bills, they seem like they need. I'm not saying they need Daboll in particular, but they definitely need a change within the offensive game plan for sure.
Definitely.
And Daboll is, as a coach, amazing. Like, before the season, I thought nothing of the Giants. Like, I didn't think. Me
too. I mean,
I knew he was. I knew of him. Like, I knew he was a good coach, but I didn't think he was gonna lead them to a playoff berth. I thought they were gonna finish behind the Commanders.
I thought they were too. I really did. I mean, when your wide receiver one is between Richie James and Isaiah Hodgins, I don't have big expectations for your team. But they made it happen. I mean, every game was close. It felt like they were barely winning every single game, but defense would shut the door. Offense just got to score one time. Like, if in a game that's 21-23, bro, all you got to do is score 3 times, bro, and you can win the game. Your defense can just shut them out like that.
I'll be honest, man. I feel like, along with all of that, like you said, he was the quarterback whisperer. Mm-hmm. He saved Daniel Jones' career.
Yeah, he really did.
He saved his career.
Daniel Jones was going to be a journeyman backup for the next 25 years, bro. And maybe not that long, but yeah, he really did. And now Daniel Jones is going to get a contract extension out of nowhere. But let's shift over real quickly to the NBA. Let's talk about this past week, man.
Yes, sir.
We've seen Ant Edwards with 41 points and 2 posters back to back. just come up and down the court, man. I mean, Anthony Edwards is playing lights out, bro. I love betting on Anthony Edwards when Rudy Gobert is not playing, bro. Almost a guaranteed double-double. Like that, he can grab boards, especially for a guard. But so what is your top 5 players under 25?
Top 5 under 25? Man, this is not in no particular order.
Oh, okay.
So don't get mad at me in the comments. Anyway, I got Luka, Jason Tatum, which I thought Jason Tatum would have been over 25 at this point. It is nuts. He's been 18 his whole career.
Yeah, for real.
But,
that Ben Simmons effect.
we got Shea, Ja, and Trey. That's what I'm rolling with.
I like that. My top 5 is in order. I'm very specific about it. Number 1 is obviously Luka. Luka is crazy. Number 2, I have Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, who's not on your list, I have Ja. I mean, Ja is crazy. Now, obviously, Ja has... Did you have Ja?
Oh, yeah, I'm
tweaking. Ja has some limitations, but he's crazy on offense, bro. Like, he's ridiculous. He's so athletic. I have Trey. You had Trey in your top 5, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then the one guy that I didn't have that's in your top 5, number 5, I have Zion. And then I also have 3 honorable mentions who I think are just dudes that are playing really good right now, but maybe aren't on the same level. Obviously, Anthony Edwards is in that honorable mentions list. Somebody you had on your list, Shea. I mean, he's crazy, bro. I mean, he's crazy. And let me tell you something too. On 2K, he don't have no badges, bro. I mean, you can't play with him, bro. But Shea is definitely up there, and then LaMelo Ball actually too. I really rock with his play style, man. I mean, the fact he's really talented on offense, and I will say there's times where he's just pulling. But he has some nice dimes on him, bro. Like, I've seen some crazy passes watching Hornets games. And then when he make a crazy pass and somebody do something crazy, you get that hum-diddly-dee. Man, I mean, I love watching Hornets basketball, bro.
You want to know something? This is going to be something controversial. It's crazy. But I think when his older brother, Lonzo Ball, when he's available, when he's healthy, I feel like he has more. I'm not saying he's a better player. LaMelo is definitely a better player, but Lonzo Ball has more of an impact on winning than LaMelo Ball does.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you. I mean, the defense he provides with the same, like, he's got great passing ability. He can still go score. Like, he can lock up the other point guard, bro, because he's so long. But like, yeah. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He's nice, and that kind of leads me into the next thing, bro. Let's talk about the Bulls, man. I mean, you said you love Chicago basketball, man. Personally, I would call myself a Warriors fan, but I love the Bulls, man. I love the Bulls. But Stephen Curry kind of is the one that made me fall in love with basketball, which is, it was kind of at a later age, obviously, than I didn't really fall in love with basketball when I was young. I kind of fell in love with it later. But so I'm a Warriors fan, but the Bulls are currently 10th in the Eastern Conference, which you could attribute to a really slow start. You could attribute it to them actually being bad. But do you see the Bulls making the playoffs and then potentially making a deep playoff run?
Look, I could definitely see them making the playoffs because first of all, with the modern NBA and the play-in tournament, which honestly I don't agree with the play-in tournament. I feel like that should have just been a like 2020 2021 thing, and then they should just went back to normal. But with teams like, I know the Pacers have been playing great, or, well, better than expected.
Yeah.
I do not see the Pacers being as good now as they are in the...
Yeah, they'll probably cool off after the All-Star break, honestly.
So I feel like we will at least have a spot over them, because we're 10th, they're 9th, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll at least have a spot over... If we play them, I think we'll beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who is 7th and 8th? I don't even
remember. I had it pulled up, but then I lost Wi-Fi, so...
Was it like...
Well, I can check right now.
I have a feeling Miami.
Eastern Conference, number 8 is the Hawks, and then number 7 is the Knicks. Gosh, there's some good teams in the East.
Yeah.
The top, so right now, Celtics, Sixers, Bucks, Nets, Cavs, Heat, Knicks, Hawks, Pacers. That's top 9.
The top 5 are all locks. They are
the Cavs are so nice, bro. Man. It kind of came out of left field, but the Cavs, I mean, they're incredible. They just have, and bro, I love Evan Mobley, bro. I mean, he is such a hooper. He's terrible to bet on, bro. He's on the banned list. But I love watching him play basketball, bro. Just long dude. Boards and buckets, bro. Boards and buckets. That's all I need out of you.
He remind me of like a modern, but like obviously not as talented, but modern like Tim Duncan in a way.
Yeah.
The way he run the power forward position. Evan Mobley, man, I think he's I think in that draft he was in with Cade and Jalen Green and all of them, I think he should have won #1 for sure.
Yeah.
I think he has the brightest future. Even though I think Cade is going to be very nice.
Yeah.
But
Evan Mobley has the potential to kind of lead the Cavs in the future to being like this kind of fringe middle of the pack Eastern Conference team to kind of like taking over a little bit. They just have the pieces. I mean, they have the offense, they have the defense.
Have you seen Darius Garland this season?
Gosh, Darius Garland is something else. Actually, he was on your honorable mentions list, right, for the top 5 under 25. Yeah, I mean, Darius Garland, I mean, he's almost a guaranteed double-double every night too. I mean, he's a hooper, bro. Like, he can get buckets on any given night. And if he's not giving buckets, he is okay just dishing it to somebody else and getting the assist.
And if y'all need a safe pick for a parlay on that, 20 points, 8+ assists every game. Every single game.
He's a lock.
Even with Donovan Mitchell in the lineup, he's getting his 20.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to the Bulls, though, just kind of what I see. I've been to 4 Bulls games this season. I went to the playoff game last year against the Bucks. Watched a lot of live Bulls games, man. And maybe it's just because I'm a bettor and I bet on Vooch a lot. But they just play hero ball a lot. Like, it's DeMar coming down the court or it's Zach LaVine coming down the court. Like, DeMar is finishing with 25 plus every night. Zach is finishing with 20 plus every night. Everybody else on the team, I couldn't give you no guarantees, bro. I could give you Caruso probably finna get 5. But, like, Vooch, no guaranteed buckets, bro, because it's just them 2 guys. Like, DeRozan's going to take 20 shots. Zach's going to take 20 shots. That leaves 15 shots left for the rest of the team for the whole game. And I just there's been so many times I'm sweating a Vooch parlay, bro. I'm waiting for him to hit one more 3. Zach will drive straight past him, and then they'll collapse, and they'll double team Zach going to the paint. I'm like, Zach, just kick it, bro. Just dish it back one time, bro. Nope, he gonna take that, and he loves those little eyebrow bow, just straight mid range, bro. He's been hitting a lot of those. He took that from DeMar for sure. But I can't stand it, bro. It's just hero ball. DeMar go get a bucket, Zach go get a bucket, or we're not winning.
Man, I think the Bulls, this is what they need to do. And that's what I've seen this season. The play that I feel like that works the most for them, if they come down the court, right? If you give it to Vooch at either at the middle or the free throw line, allow him to pass it out, like have somebody set a screen for like Zach or anybody else, just set a screen. The problem is they don't set enough screens on that team, too.
Yeah, Vooch is the only screen setter on the whole team.
The only one.
Yeah,
and that should not be a thing. We can't have Pat Williams.
Literally,
we can't have any of them.
Exactly, bro. It's Vooch, screen, come around, screen, come around, screen, come around. It's terrible. I love the Bulls, man, but sometimes it's just so frustrating to watch on offense because it's the same thing every time down the court.
Yeah, but with that said, though, with the hero ball and everything, I've seen Zach LaVine is my second favorite player in the league, behind probably Steph.
Yeah,
I've seen Zach LaVine come down the court and take the worst shots that I've ever seen in my life. It is ridiculous sometimes.
It really is, bro. I mean, he believes in himself, though, so can't do nothing but respect it, to be honest. I rock with Zach, though. I mean, he's come a long way for sure from just being a dunker on the Timberwolves.
You know? Man. I got 2 jerseys, man. I got, man, Zach cold.
Yeah, Zach is definitely cold. But, man, we done with the past, man. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about some hype talk, man. Let's get hype. Let's talk about the future. Let's look at next week. And we started off the last segment, man, talking about the best team in the NFL. Let's start off the next segment talking about them again. Let's talk about the Chiefs playing the Bengals, man. Now, they say Mahomes is injured. They say that he, had a high ankle sprain or whatever. And I've seen some videos from practice and from, after his, post-practice interviews and stuff like that. He's walking. He's running. He's going side to side, bro. But obviously, he's not. There's no way he's 100% after something like that. And I don't know if you've ever experienced a high ankle sprain or, okay, so you've experienced that. So, I don't know. How do you feel? Do you think that's going to affect him in the game coming? Or do you think Mahomes is going to Mahomes?
Look, see, me, I think it's going to affect him very slightly. He's going to come out and do his thing regardless. That's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm thinking is the narrative that's going to be pushed. If he wins, they're obviously going to use that for his favor, or
of course,
or they might not even acknowledge it, honestly. But if he loses, it's either going to be an excuse for him, or it's going to be a huge stain on his legacy.
Yeah.
Because if we think about it, Patrick Mahomes has been the top quarterback in the league since 2018.
Yeah. Yep. That's when he came in.
So his second year in the league, and in that time span, how many Super Bowls has he won?
One.
His window is he needs to start winning some. If he wants the GOAT case, he needs to start winning.
I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you, and I said that last year, bro, because I think we would have beat the Bucks if we hadn't lost 5 of our starting 5 offensive linemen, and if our wide receivers could catch the ball. I was just watching highlights from the game today, and I mean, Mahomes is hitting people in the face mask,
going sideways,
sidearm, parallel to the ground, hitting them dead in the face. Couldn't catch the ball. But like last year, if Mahomes, in my opinion, has played 30 minutes of bad playoff football in his whole career. And it was the last 30 minutes of the Bengals game last year. I mean, he played awful. He threw a pick to end the game in overtime. He played terrible, bro. And I will say on the Chiefs playing the Bengals, we have to beat the Bengals. I mean, there's just no way around it. If you believe the NFL is scripted, it has to be scripted in favor of the Chiefs, man. Now let me tell you, when the line opened up Monday morning, the Bengals were favored by 2.5 points. I put $50 down on the Chiefs, plus 2.5. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling very confident. Then week progresses. Tuesday, Wednesday, it goes down to 1.5 in favor of the Bengals. Still down to 1.5. Then it goes down to 1 point in favor of the Bengals. Now, at this very moment, if you go on your FanDuel Sportsbook app, it is a toss-up. It's a pick 'em. -1 for both teams, bro. And I think that's how it was from the beginning. Mahomes hurt or not, bro. I think about what was the discourse going into the Bengals-Bills game. Like, I know me personally, and I think you as well, we had the Bengals winning that game. But a lot of people were thinking the Bills were going to come in and roll the Bengals. Like, yeah. They were thinking that the Bills were just going to come in, that offensive firepower, and just beat the Bengals up. So now, like, I don't know where this came from, where people being so in favor of the Bengals against, I guess you can't call them the big dogs of the AFC, but the Kansas City Chiefs, like, we've been there, we've done that, we've been to 5 consecutive AFC championship games. The game is in our house, and they're going to give the Bengals 2.5 points. Like,
I could tell you exactly where it's coming from. Sports is entertainment.
Yeah.
There has to be a hero and there has to be a villain. Unfortunately, with the way that Patrick Mahomes is seen as the number 1 quarterback in the league, and the Chiefs have all these like winning seasons, unfortunately the Chiefs are looked at as a villain now.
We are.
And it's crazy because at one point I remember the entire world rooting for them against Tom Brady. Entire world.
Bro, that 2018 AFC Championship game against the Patriots, it felt like the world was on our shoulders, bro. Like, everybody wanted us to beat Tom Brady and the Patriots, and we could have. Like, we had the firepower to do it. We just didn't have any defense back then. We didn't have no defense. But that kind of brings me to this, bro, and why I think the Chiefs will beat the Bengals. And I think, in my real, like, how I really feel, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's really going to be decided kind of in the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any metric. But I will give you this. Mahomes has a losing record against this team in his career. It's the only team in the NFL he has a losing record against in his career. Mahomes looked good at practice. I think it's going to translate well to the game. But I think that if he gets roughed up a few times, we may see him start to slow down and start to stand in the pocket. But everybody kind of knows the way that you can beat a good team with a good offense and a good quarterback, i.e. the Bengals, is you have to pressure the quarterback. You got to get him on his butt. So the Chiefs have the second most sacks in the NFL, the second most QB pressures in the NFL, and then the second most quarterback hits in the NFL. Now, I'll give you this one. Chris Jones has 0 playoff sacks. Now, mind you, it's probably because he's getting doubled almost every play. But he has none. Bengals got in a backup right guard. So even if he does get doubled, it's a backup right guard trying to guard Chris Jones, who's arguably the second best defensive lineman in the entire NFL. Now, something that I didn't know until literally today, Frank Clark is number 4 all-time in playoff sacks.
Frank Clark?
Frank the Shark Clark is number 4.
You mean ex-Seahawk?
I'm talking about ex-Seahawk Frank Clark. Now, sometimes I think that playoff stats are a little skewed because some people get more opportunity the deeper they go into playoffs than others. So you can't really fully rely on playoff stats like that. But number 4 all-time in playoff sacks. And I think what will end up happening is if Chris Jones him and Frank are on the same side, Chris Jones gets doubled by the right guard in the center. Frank has a one-on-one coming around the edge. He's going to eat Burrow up. I think that's going to be our way to win, because I think offensively we match up. I mean, we can go toe to toe. They can go toe to toe with us. And like even watching the last game, the way that the Bengals won was playing great defense, running the ball, eating up time of possession. And so I think that's what the Chiefs need to do in order to win this game. And I mean, this is with every playoff game ever played, but whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win the game.
Oh, for sure.
Which
yeah.
also I should say, Chiefs defensive touchdown plus 7,000. Lock it in.
Chiefs defensive touchdown? Are you sure?
Chiefs defensive touchdown, bro. I see it. I mean, that's how we beat the Chargers, bro. We picked off Trevor Lawrence last game, bro. I see one of those terrible corners in the Chiefs secondary. Bow straight to the crib.
Man, I'm sorry to tell you, bro, but I know I was hyping up Trevor Lawrence earlier, and I know we was talking about like how good Justin Herbert is, but I think Joe Burrow is just a cut ahead of them, man. Like even with pressure, you see throughout all last year, he was like in the playoffs, he's getting sacked like every other play almost. That's a testament to his strength, bro. Like he's one of the toughest NFL like quarterbacks I think I've ever seen in my life. I think I seen an interview like once, the unfortunate situation happened with Tua.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow, because they were playing against the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow said like there has been times where he has blacked out after getting hit.
Dang, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think I wish I could have the interview on hand. I don't, but he said he's blacked out and then just like came back in the game, started throwing it.
Wow.
Man.
And I mean, that's really just like, from what I've watched, bro, that's just who he is, bro. He's just cold like that. Like he plays the game. He loves the game. Like he can sit back there in that pocket and just sling the rock, bro. Even if pressure is right in his face. And that's what I will say about this past game against the Bills, is their game plan really was, especially coming out of the gate when they were throwing the ball a little bit more to kind of establish their lead. It was literally snap the ball, throw it, like less than 2 seconds. You get the ball, you get to the back of your drop, and you sling it straight to your first read. First read ain't there, second read, if not, oh well. I mean, and that's a good game plan, I think, especially for him with a backup O-line, like two of it was either 2 or 3 backup O-linemen. Like, that's how you do it. You step back, you throw it quick, and this is one thing that does worry me in this game against the Bengals. I think that the Bengals wide receiver 2 is better than the Chiefs wide receiver 1.
Oh yeah, for sure. T. Higgins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the Chiefs are starting 2 rookies at cornerback, and Trent McDuffie and Justin Watson. And so like now Justin Watson has made incredible plays for us in the secondary. But I mean, I just don't see how they match up. I mean, L'Jarius Sneed will probably be covering Jamar Chase, but then who's covering 6'4", 185 T. Higgins, bro? Like Trent McDuffie, who's 5 foot, I think he's 5'10", 5'11". We don't match up, and that's why they've beat us. We've never matched up well with them. I mean, they have way better receivers than we have cornerbacks. The matchup is not even close. And that's why I think we're going to have to get back there. We're going to have to sack him. We're going to have to get him on his butt. We're going to have to make him throw a turnover. I think the Chiefs need to be sitting on a lot of short routes. I mean, just come in and sit on a slant, and one of them is going to fall into your hands. But I also think that Joe Burrow kind of has that Tom Brady mentality. He's like, you know what I'm going to do. I know what you're going to do. Come stop me. Like, I dare you to try and stop me.
I'll tell you what you got. Get that DAWG. He got that dog in him, bro. He is Joe Burrow's cold, bro. Like I don't know, bro. This season, I feel like because like a lot of people, I don't think they expected them to make this same run again. This feels very much like last season, except I think it's even scarier because I think they're better right now than they were a year ago.
That's why it's way scarier for me.
You put this Bengals team in the Super Bowl last year, they're beating the Rams.
Yeah,
like it's crazy, bro. Like I just think. They got the only thing I hate about the Bengals, bro, is they have so many good players, but then all these good players make up for their like other players that have room to talk. Like I know Eli Apple, bro. If you looked on his Twitter this weekend or this whole week, he's just been talking mad stuff about the Bills. Stephon Diggs in general, which Stephon Diggs has underperformed in almost like every elimination game he's played in, but I don't like how Eli Apple was talking. See, that would be the only reason why I want the Chiefs to win.
That's what's like making me really motivated, like wanting the Chiefs to win. Like I was telling one of my friends the other day, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll go out there and play fullback for the Chiefs right now. Like, I mean, give me the rock. I'll put somebody on their back. I hate the Bengals right now, bro. They're calling it Burrow head, and I mean, I'll give them the respect in this. They have done their thing. They have beat us 3 times in a row, and can't nobody take that away from them. I'm not trying to take that away from them. All season I've been saying the Bengals are the second best team in the whole NFL. But I mean, they're just pissing me off, bro. And one thing, Mahomes has an incredible record when he's an underdog in his career. I think he's lost 1 time as an underdog in his career. It might have been twice. You give him that motivation mixed with all the shit talking that they're doing on Twitter, you're giving him 2 things to be motivated about, and they don't believe in him because he hurt himself. You're giving Mahomes 3 things. Oh man, it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad day for them.
You can never count that man out either.
You can never count him out, bro. 1 leg. I mean, he's gonna make it happen. He's got to make it happen.
I'm not gonna lie though. If he doesn't make it happen, that is an extremely tough scene for the Chiefs.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie and be heartbroken. Last year, it didn't even feel real that we lost to the Bengals because we were beating them so bad in the first half. I think the score was 24-3 at halftime, or it might have been 24-0. We were destroying them, and then there was that one play, very last play of the second half. Mahomes slings the ball to Tyreek Hill on a quick little slant to try and score a touchdown instead of just kicking a field goal and going up 27 and basically winning the game. And Tyreek Hill couldn't stick it in, and then Mahomes was just shooting for the stars on every single play and just making mistakes last year. And so I really pray that he doesn't get in his head and start trying to be a superhero all game. He just plays his game, dumps it off, check down until something opens itself up deep.
Man, they might have lost last year for a different reason, man. Might have been karma, you know, that if that coin would have flipped the other way the game before. I'm just saying, it would have been Buffalo.
That's the worst thing too, bro, is that when we went to overtime against the Bengals last year, we won the coin toss. And I was like, bro, we're gonna do it again. I'm like, I'm mad we played a terrible second half, but I was like, this is our redemption story. We're gonna get down the field, we're gonna claw our way to the Super Bowl and beat up on the Rams. And then Mahomes. Now, I'll tell you this one, bro. Mahomes threw it. It hit Tyreek dead in the hands. And then it fell into somebody else's hands. So you can't really put it 100% on Mahomes. But at the end of the day, he threw a pick. He threw the ball into double coverage to, I don't know, how tall is Tyreek? Like 5'9"? Like, he might even be shorter than that. Yeah. So, I mean, all the respect in the world to Tyreek Hill. But, yeah, I mean, it just wasn't our game. But this year, this is our year. And like you said, it kind of has to be, or else, like, Mahomes is not winning 7 rings. You know, he's already going to be 6 or 7 years into his career after this season. Like, I was thinking about this today, honestly. It was kind of putting it into perspective. He's probably got 10 more years left in him, if that, you know, barring any major injuries. Got like 10 years left of Mahomes. And is he really going to win 7 out of the next 10 rings? Probably not.
I mean, I feel like you kind of have to take a perspective of sports medicine too, though. It's advancing. He might.
That's true.
He might play over 20.
Yeah.
But still, he would have to win a lot.
He would have to win a lot,
like,
bro.
over the next 10, 15.
It's so frustrating how close we get every year. I mean, like I said, we've been to the championship game 5 out of the last 5 years. So if we don't get it done this year, it's going to be frustrating as a fan. But
you want to know what's crazy too? He is the oldest starting quarterback in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. I think he was the oldest for like most of the playoffs, right? Am I wrong? Or
yeah, I think like first round, Kirk was older than him, Kirk and Tom.
You mean 2 people that shouldn't have been in there?
Yeah. But then come divisional round, he was the oldest one left in the playoffs. So then the other game going on this weekend, 49ers Eagles. Now I'll just tell you straight up how I feel. Like you said, Brock Purdy, best pass rating in the NFL. He's played great so far. Eagles finna tear that ass up, bro. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, bro. Look, so the spread on the Eagles game with the 49ers is, I think, 2.5 points, okay? Now, I stole this stat from somebody else, but in the past, I think it was like 40 years, since the NFL merger, every single championship game that has been a 3.5 or less spread has been a blowout. 10 of the 12 games has been a blowout. So there have been 12 games with a spread of 3.5 or less in a championship game. 12 games, 10 of them were absolute blowouts. Like, beat them by 2 or more scores. So I think this weekend, one of them is going to be a close game. And I think this one, particularly, will not be. I think that the Eagles come in, Brock Purdy just makes mistakes. This is my thing, okay? Brock Purdy has played solid. He's not turning the ball over. He's making good decisions. But he's not really playing outstanding. I mean, they put up 19 points against the Cowboys. And they almost, I mean, I'm not going to say they almost lost to the Seahawks because they really didn't.
Nah.
But the Seahawks were in that game for a long time. And the Seahawks realized when they get Brock Purdy scrambling out to his left, having to make cross-body, cross-field throws, he's ineffective. I mean, he's a nobody on those out to the left throws. And so I really think coming into they're going to Philadelphia. And with every sport across the board, Philadelphia is one of the worst cities to go to as an opposing team. I mean, the fans just hate you. They spit on you like they don't care about you. And so kind of like how I was saying with the Chiefs and how they're going to have to get to Burrow in order to frazzle him and mess him up. You know how I said the Chiefs were second in sacks, second in pressures, second in quarterback hits?
Yeah.
The Eagles are first in sacks, first in quarterback hits, first in quarterback pressures. So they are going to get after Brock Purdy. And then you've got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You've got Big Play Slay. You've got some guys back there that are going to catch these balls that just kind of are thrown up in the air. Trayvon Diggs had 2 picks that he should have caught last week. If that's Big Play Slay, those are going the other way. Ooh, that's a slogan.
I like that one.
I gotta DM him, bro. If that's Big Play Slay, it's going the other way. Man, I just really don't see it happening. Let me tell you something about this 8-game winning streak that Brock Purdy is on. So I pulled up the defenses and that he's faced and where they rank in like sacks over the course of the entire season. So this is total sacks, not sacks per game. So first game he won was against Miami, who was 17th in the league in sacks. Then they played the Bucks, great defense, are number 9 in sacks. That's pretty good, top 10. Then they played the Seahawks twice, obviously, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. Seahawks are actually 8th in the league in sacks, which I think is pretty impressive.
I believe it, bro. Watch they up and coming, bro. Watch them.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. I don't think I've watched. I think the one Seahawks game I watched was Seahawks-Niners wild card weekend. Commanders, 12th, which was a little surprising, but they have a good defense. Then they played the Raiders, almost lost. The Raiders are 30th in sacks in the league. And then they played the Cardinals, who are 23rd in the league in sacks. So they're playing against teams that just simply do not get to the quarterback. I mean, just simple as that. They just don't do it. 30th in the league, and that was the closest game that they've played. So I don't know. I really don't see it for the Niners. I don't see Brock Purdy putting up tons of points. I do see the Eagles putting up tons of points. The 49ers defense only weakness throughout the most of the season has been their pass defense.
Yeah.
If you are a run heavy team, you have no chance of beating the 49ers. But the Eagles can do it both. I mean, they can run the ball, they can pass the ball. They are going to smoke them. It's going to be a boat race. I mean, if they're going to try and double A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith is going to be wide open. If they try to double Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, run the ball with Miles Sanders, run the ball with Jalen Hurts. You have so many options on that offense that secondary, which is kind of mid. I mean, this has been frustrating me all season. I'm going to get this off my chest right now. The 49ers' number 1 cornerback is Charvarius Ward. When Charvarius Ward was the number 1 cornerback on the Chiefs, the Chiefs have the worst secondary in the entire league, and it's not even close. And in magically 1 year, everybody wants to say Charvarius Ward is a good corner. They're like, oh, Charvarius Ward is probably top 10 player playing in the game. If you're watching this, Charvarius, bro, as a Chiefs fan, and you left us, Charvarius Ward stinks. He's not good. And you watched him against DK in the wild card round. He got smoked every single play. If you get a big, fast receiver on Charvarius Ward, he has absolutely no chance. And what is A.J. Brown? A big, fast receiver. He's going to absolutely destroy Charvarius Ward. It's not even going to be fun.
Hey,
it's not going to be fun to watch.
In his defense, though, when you brought up DK, bro, DK, he even put Darius Slade in a...
That's true.
That's
true.
Like, DK
is so weak by week, bro. Like, DK will look like prime Megatron one week, and then he'll be a non-factor in the game the next week. It's so weird, but
it's just that's just how the Seahawks offense works. I feel like it's either him or Tyler Lockett. You go pick your poison. But
yeah, but you do know that's it. Ain't nobody else on that offense going to eat other than KW3.
Hey, I like KW3. Hey. But back to your point about Charvarius Ward and the Niners, I feel like if you flip it, like let's talk about the Eagles defense and then the 49ers offense. The 49ers have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They have George Kittle. They have Kyle Juszczyk. They have Deebo Samuel. They have Brandon Ayuk. They have so many, and backup running back Eli Mitchell.
Oh my gosh, Eli Mitchell is a starting running back on most NFL teams, bro. He's ridiculous.
So with that said, bro, I feel like there's just I also believe the Eagles are going to win this weekend.
Okay,
but I think there's just too many options on the 49ers for them to get stalled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no way that they walk into Philly just get blown out like that. I think Brock Purdy would have to play awful. Like he would have to be terrible to just fail with all those weapons around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like we've seen, like I don't like how people call him the next Tom Brady and stuff like that, because I think that's a little premature. But I feel like he's shown enough experience to like us that he's not a joke. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna walk in and be like rattled by.
Right.
But he is gonna lose, though. I'm not gonna lie. He's gonna lose.
So let me ask you a question then. Let's think about legacy. Let's think about the next 15 years, okay? Who is this game more important for? Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy?
For the next 15 years.
Like, just think about the rest of their career.
Man, that's actually...
And let's say both of them go on to win the Super Bowl.
Like, in their career? Oh, like...
Like this year. Let's say whoever, you pick, let's say they also win the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Oh, this is definitely... Now, okay, look. This is definitely more important for Brock Purdy.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. Brock Purdy, he goes out and win the Super Bowl. QB1 49ers, no question.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win, there's still... Because his sample size is still only, like, 8-9 games at this point?
Yeah.
There's still going to be some questions. That's when we talked about earlier, like, have a quarterback do it, like, in a preseason practice. Not preseason, but, like, off-season camps and everything. That's when all that comes into play. If he wins the Super Bowl, there's no way you could remove him from the spot this season.
Fair enough. That's definitely true. I think with Jalen Hurts, though, like, if Jalen Hurts goes on next year to win the Super Bowl, think about the discourse on Jalen Hurts last year, going into the playoffs and getting just absolutely dismantled by the Bucs. I mean, it was not even fun to watch how bad the Eagles got beat last year.
They were what seed were they again? Were they the 7th?
I think they were 7th or 8th. Is there 8th seed?
Nah, just 7.
7. So I think they were 7.
But even with that though, like, I feel like that loss. That can't if they were the 7th seed. I don't know, like, entirely sure. But if they were,
I know they were the last seed, or
they were.
So
yeah, the 7th seed. If they were the 7th seed, and I don't think the 7th seed should be in the play. They should go back to how it was the first 6 seeds.
I totally agree.
The 7th seed, they're not gonna perform well.
Yeah,
like ever. It's not gonna happen. I mean, I'm not saying never say
Jaguars.
Never. No, Jaguars 5th.
Oh, they was 5th.
Yeah,
that's
Jaguars
4th. Yeah, because they won their division.
Chargers was 5th.
Chargers was 5th. Oh God.
But
oh God.
Yeah, they get rid of. If you watching NFL, bro, get rid of the 7th seed, because Roger Goodell it's not working.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Like, I don't know. I just, with the way that people was talking about the Eagles and how he got dismantled last year against the Bucs, and I mean, just embarrassing fashion. And then them coming into this year and just completely exceeding expectations. If he goes on to win the Super Bowl and then, let's say, goes on to have more winning seasons and maybe win another couple of rings or whatever, I mean, I don't know. Does Jalen Hurts go into the top 3, top 2 quarterback in the league discussion? I mean, let's say he wins the Super Bowl this year. I don't think anybody realistically has Jalen Hurts in the top. He might be in the top 5, maybe number 5. But
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you got Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. You can kind of fill it in after that. I mean, it's like
available.
Yeah, Lamar, Hurts, Brady, Rodgers. You can throw a bunch of names in there, but like, is he in that conversation then with Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen? Because I feel like they're obviously the top 3. But like, if he goes on to win the Super Bowl, you can't not say that he's he's on his stuff. Like, he knows what he's doing and he can play with the big dogs. Like, and it's not even just that. It's the way that they've been consistently blowing teams out the water. I mean, just boat racing, killing teams. And so that's why I think this game is really important for Jalen Hurts. And then obviously if they win the game following, like, it kind of proves if this was just a fluke season or if they're really legit. Kind of going on though off of that, let's talk a little bit of NBA, man. You know, they call this week rivalry week. So we've had some rivalry games. I mean, last night, talk about a great game between the Grizzlies and the Warriors.
Man,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love watching Grizzlies Warrior games because they're always so chippy, and it's the first NBA rivalry that was completely started on Twitter.
I'm gonna stop you right there. That is not a rivalry, bro. It can't be.
You don't think so? I mean, yeah,
the Grizzlies would have to make this a competition for it to.
Yeah,
When's the last time they won against the Warriors?
I don't know. Have they?
Was it in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they. How many games did they win in the playoffs against the Warriors?
2?
Yeah, maybe 2 or 1.
I'm sick of this being a rivalry, bro.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's completely Twitter beef. But I love the fact that it's Twitter beef transferred to the NBA. Like, I don't know. It just feels so modern to me. It's like I don't care about the Lakers Celtics, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's cool because LeBron's on the Lakers, and it's cool because the Celtics are a good team. But I don't think there's any animosity between the two teams currently. I mean, it's a historic rivalry, and so you want to see them play. But things like this, Mavericks Suns.
That's not a rivalry either, in my opinion.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, last year? I mean, okay, I'm gonna give you this. Luka's the GOAT. Like, not really, but not really, not really.
I was about to say.
I use that term very flippantly. Luka's a very good player. Luka's a great player. But like, I mean, the Suns have their shot. They've got their guys. I mean, maybe, huh?
Is Book back?
He's not. I'm not saying this week specifically. I'm just saying the rivalry in general. I think that it's a legit rivalry. I think that they like. Maybe not right now, obviously with Book out and stuff like that, but they can go toe to toe. Like, obviously the Mavs are pretty Luka dependent. I mean, they got some hoopers now. Like Christian Wood, I think he's hurt right now, but Christian Wood is a hooper. Christian Wood, he gonna grab boards. Christian Wood gonna bang some threes. Mm-hmm. I mean, they both have really good teams, and so I love seeing those teams play.
And on top of that, like the Mavs role players, you know, like Spencer Dinwiddie and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yep,
they will do great if you're not betting on them. they will do amazing if you're not betting on them.
I swear to God, bro. You know, one thing that actually frustrated me the other day, the Mavericks were playing the Thunder. The Thunder allow the second most 3-pointers in the league. So every time the Thunder play, I bet on the other team's 3-point shooters. No sportsbook had Reggie Bullock. And I'm like, bro, I just had this feeling. It's not a Spencer Dinwiddie night. There's no way it's a Spencer Dinwiddie night. I think he had dropped like 29 the night before. There's no way he's dropping 29 again. So I'm like, this is a Reggie Bullock 3-pointers night. Nowhere could I find it. I DM'd them on Twitter. I said, can you please post a Reggie Bullock line so I can finesse y'all? Like, I could pull up the tweet or the DM. That's exactly what I said to them, bro. I didn't get any response, obviously. But it's like, first quarter, he had 3 threes. Okay, so I was locked in. I knew it was happening, bro. But those role players, you have to find which one it is, bro. On any given night, it's gonna be one of them. Man. But if you bet on them, they're not gonna hit for you.
You talking about just the Mavericks role player?
Just the Mavericks, yeah.
I was about to say, because, man, you and me, we know one role player in the NBA that cash you out every time. Every
Big
time.
Big dollar sign, cash, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin Herter, if you listen to this, bro, I'll buy your jersey, bro. You done made
Kevin Herter. I promise you, one of these episodes we're pulling up in Kevin Herter jerseys. I'm gonna have the purple one. You're gonna have the gray one on. We pulling up in cash Kevin jerseys, bro.
Man.
I mean, he has made me so much money this season. Now I'll give you this one. He hasn't done shit for me in the past couple of weeks.
You ain't bet him on yesterday?
I know. What did he have yesterday?
Man, I mean, I know he had at least 4-3. He cashed me out.
Yeah, I actually didn't put in any plays yesterday, but even last year, bro, because I was betting on him when he was still on the Hawks, and he would have like just spurt games where he'd drop 15, 20, and his line, the sports books still don't know, bro. You're giving me plus 250 on Kevin Herter to drop 20. He can give me 20 any night. He might not. He probably won't give me 20 every night. But he can. Like, he has the opportunity. He takes the 3-point shots. Their little play where he just comes all the way around, shoots that 3 top of the key, bro. It's butter. I mean, it's money. I love Kevin Herter. He's my favorite role player in the league.
See, you know how the Bulls my favorite team?
Yeah.
Stephen Curry my favorite player?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when it comes to betting, bro, you have like a different set of favorites. Like
Definitely.
the Kings and the Jazz, those are my two favorite betting teams.
Definitely.
And man, Laurie
Oh, the
Marketing and
Jazz,
Malik,
bro. Oh my God.
Laurie and Malik Beasley, bro, over threes every game. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
Every game, 3 threes.
I don't know if you've seen the Mason Plumlee. He has cashed on his over for every statistical category in the past 3 games, bro. I mean, they say you got to ride this wave, bro. Like, get on it while it's still getting bigger, bro, because Mason Plumlee is cashing out every single night. And I'm not going to lie, I bet on Mason Plumlee one time last year. He might have had the worst performance out of a starter I've ever bet on. He had like 2, 4, and 0. I was so heartbroken. But like kind of on that, do you have anybody like a love list or a hate list that you have with like sports gambling, especially NBA?
Man, love list for the NBA, man. I like Jalen Brunson.
Oh,
for
man.
points and low-key assists too. If you
Bro,
think
can
about
I
it.
tell? I'm gonna tell the story real quick of us cashing out, bro. This was a team cash out. Okay, this is the first time this has ever happened for me and like my friend group. But I was out on a kind of work trip with all of the other managers at our store, and I'm labbing all day because I'm not gonna lie, like I was just kind of in my own world while we were there, and so I was just kind of on my phone, just labbing, thinking about like what the bets is, what's the plays for the night, and I'm sitting there and I look at it, bro. I said 2 plays, 12. I think it was like 1,500 odds. Jalen Brunson 25 points, Fred VanVleet 25 points, $25 payout 450, bro. So I send it to the group chat, man. Put it in there. Whole team puts in their money, bro. First game, Fred VanVleet going crazy, puts up his 25, and then the Knicks end the night, bro. Jalen Brunson had like 30 something, bro. I mean, I'm crying. I'm on my knees, bro. That was probably the biggest cash out I had in months, bro. I was literally balling. I'll always bet on Jalen Brunson, bro. He is a bucket, bro. Unless Julius Randle is literally just pulling. I mean, he'll have nights where he'll pull 10 threes and hit 2 of them.
That remind me of Jordan Poole, man, on the Warriors, man. He come down the court.
Oh my God!
Like last night, he took the worst shot I think I ever seen. But then he made up for it,
He made that layup.
But he had Steph ejected, bro. I just needed Steph to get one more assist, and I would have cashed out yesterday.
That hurts, bro. That hurts.
But I got another betting story too, man. Like, it was like I think it was either a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Whenever the Bulls played the Pistons in France, came up on like almost 1K.
I remember you sending me that play, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie. I was so hurt that I didn't play it when you cashed out, bro. Because you sent it to me, and I was like, bro, all I had to do was put that in and put $1 on it. I'd have made something, bro. Because how many legs was it? Like 10?
It was like I think 13.
13 legs, and you sent the green, bro. I said no way, bro.
Nah, the craziest thing about it is one of the legs was Jaden Ivey 1-3. I was watching the entire game. He did not have his 3. I tuned in for the last like 30 seconds. I was in my room like I was like, please, bro. This man comes down the court, splashes one. I think like 10 seconds. I jumped up in my room. Man.
Yep.
And the craziest thing about it is, not only did I send that to that group chat, I sent that to my mom. My mom made some bread off that too.
Word,
which is crazy.
Oh man, that's the best. That's the best one. I'm not gonna lie, like putting in a bet that somebody else also makes money on, it feels really good. It kind of makes you feel like you're like, yeah, I'm like that. Like you need to tune in more often, man. So is that the biggest cash out you've had before on the app?
I think it's either that or I think I had one that was just a little less than that too.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I think I know actually for me. Biggest cash out I had was about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. But it was like pretty early in the season, like first month of the season or so. And I'm not usually a big bettor, I'm usually a $5-10 bettor. I put $100 on Kevin Huerter to have 25 points. I think it was against either the Pelicans or the Thunder, because they're number 1 and 2 in 3-pointers allowed. So like I said, I always bet on 3-pointers on the team that allows 3-pointers. And the Pelicans allow remarkably more 3-pointers per game than everyone else in the league. Like the Pelicans allow 9 3-pointers per game. The OKC Thunder allow like 6. So like the discrepancy between 1 and 2 is a lot. But so I bet on Kevin Herter, man, and it was close all game. You know, like I usually try not to tune in until the second quarter because I'll get really discouraged if they come out sucking in the first quarter. So halftime, I look at the stats. Kevin Herter's got like 13, 14. So I'm feeling good. I'm like, he literally needs like 10, 11 points, and he'll cash me out easy. Bro, so I didn't really watch the game. I look at my phone third quarter, bro. If he had 14 and a half, bro, I think he had 17 going into the fourth. Like, he hit one shot. And so I had bet on his threes and his points that night. But on his points line, I needed 25. So I'm like, fuck it. Let me tune in for the fourth quarter and just watch. Bro, he was hitting everything. I mean, he came to his corner, got the ball, bang. I mean, make it 20, bro. And then he goes to the line, hits two, boom, boom. And they're like, the Kings are up 1,000,000 at this point. Like, they're blowing them out. And so it's like I know Kevin Herter's not going to be in the game much longer. The only reason he's in the game was so they could build the lead and then take him out. So it's like 4 minutes, 5 minutes left in the game, bro. And they run that play, bro, where everybody just sets screens. Kevin Herter goes from one corner, comes all the way around. Top of the key, he gets the ball. Bang. Oh, man. And, bro, I think I literally cashed out like 900 just on Kevin Herter that night. That was the night I fell in love with betting on Kevin Herter, bro. 'Cause I was like, he just made me so much money, bro. I mean, it was the most beautiful bet I've ever had in my life. Forever, I'll love Kevin Herter. Forever.
I'm telling you, bro. There's just some players that you just when you see them, bro. There's some players you just have to bet on, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of, bro, Laurie Marketing, bro.
Oh man, love Laurie.
I've been high on Laurie Marketing.
They call him Laurie Bird.
Laurie Bird. Hey, I've been high on Laurie Marketing ever since he came to Chicago, bro. I thought it was a stupid decision to get rid of him, honestly.
Yeah,
I thought that was dumb.
It's really heartbreaking to see now how good he's doing. But
It's not only him, bro. It's they got rid of
Wendell Carter. Yes, sir.
It's not only, bro, like the old front office for the Garpax era.
Mm-hmm.
Hated, man. I hated how the middle of the 2010s, bro. That was a terrible time to be a Bulls fan, bro. We expecting 25 wins a season, maybe. Awful.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't fun. But I mean, hey, look at us now, man. We're the 10 seed. So I mean, we talked about love lists. I have a banned list as well.
Oh, yeah,
I have some players that I will never, ever, ever. I'm not even talking about this season. Actually, I might re-roll it at the end of the season. But Trae Young will never see my bread ever again.
I feel like you're saying the wrong things on Trae Young,
hate Trae. No, because I'll bet on points, I'll bet on threes, and I'll bet on points assists. That's all I'll bet on for him. He'll always get one or the other. If I bet on points, he doesn't hit his points line, but he hits his threes line. If I bet on points assists, he'll just barely not get it. If I bet on assists, he'll get 40 that night with 2 assists. Like, I will never bet on Trae Young again. I mean, he's done for the year. Also, maybe this was my fault. Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, that's your fault. You're the only one in the world betting on him. I promise you.
I mean, I'm thinking Rudy Gobert double-double. I'm thinking Rudy Gobert rebounds. I'm thinking Rudy finna cash me out, bro, and Rudy would not. Another one is, and it's kind of on pause because he's hurt right now, Tyrese Halliburton. I think it's because I got on the wave too late. Yeah, everybody's like, Tyrese Halliburton's a double-double every night. Tyrese Halliburton's getting 11, 12 assists every night. And I start betting on him. He's terrible. I mean, he's not even hitting his points assist line. I mean, he's dropping 10 and 4. Like, I got on the wave too late. I think maybe that's my fault. Another one, and actually, I don't think I'll ever bet on this player for the rest of my life. One, because he's not good at basketball, and two, because I think he has the most oddly shaped body out of any man in the NBA, and that's Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane looks like a full-grown toddler. Yeah. I don't even know how tall he is, but his arms are so big and so short. I mean, and if I bet on him, 6'5", I
think so.
Wow, that's crazy to be looking like a toddler like that. And I bet on his threes like 4 times, bro. And I mean, he didn't even come close to cash me out. He's a certified brick. Like, I mean, he's terrible. I'll bet on Dylan Brooks threes before I bet on Desmond Bane threes.
You're taking it too far. Dylan Brooks will never see my parlay. Only Grizzlies player that I see with the Grizzlies, bro. Damn near the entire roster needs to be on the except Ja. Don't bet on anybody.
Nah, Steven Adams is a double-double.
Oh, Steven Adams rebound.
I'm not gonna lie. I seen this one video. I think it was last year. Steven Adams, he was at the stands and he was like, they were like, "Do you think that with these new people in the league, you think you're gonna be grabbing less rebounds?" He said, "I'm a big bloke." I said I'm betting on Steven Adams every night, bro.
You gotta bet on Aquaman, bro. That's
Bro.
That's hey. Oh,
Yeah, that's a big bloke.
Another thing, bro. I don't know if y'all like know this, have any idea about this, but anytime Ja is not playing, Tyus Jones is getting you his points and his assists.
Yep. Tyus Jones is nice, bro. When he gets the time, he gets buckets, bro. It's like one of those situations where it's like he's a starter anywhere else, bro. It's just the fact that he has to come off the bench.
You said anywhere else?
Maybe not anywhere else.
I say he's not starting in over your boy Trey.
You're right.
Nah, but my ban list, bro.
Oh wait, I have one more. I have one more ban list because this is kind of the most important one that I will never bet on him ever again, and that is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What?
I will never put my money on Giannis ever again. So this is the trade-off with betting on Giannis, right? When I was betting on Giannis, he was on that little like 3-game stretch where he was dropping like 9, 4, and 1, and I was like, it took me, it was minus 7,000 for me to bet on 20 points, and you put up 9. So it's like you get terrible odds unless you bet on him to have 40, 15, and 11, or you bet on him, low numbers, terrible odds, and he doesn't even freaking hit it. So it's like it's just a lose-lose with Giannis. I can't bet on him. And personally, I don't like betting on people to have incredible nights unless I kind of like really see it in the stats and stuff like that.
Man, nah, Giannis. See, this is with Giannis, I feel like you have to bet on his stat combos.
Yeah.
You can't pick a particular stat line with Giannis. You cannot just pick his points. Can't just pick his rebounds, his assists.
Bro, and then his double is like minus 600, bro. It's like what?
Hey, when you're the best player in the league, bro, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean that's facts.
But
so who's your hate list?
It's gonna be some random players on this list that y'all not even gonna expect, man. But I don't know why I bet on these people either. Tobias Harris. I never bet on J. Cole ever again in my life, man.
Bro, he was on a tear. That one game when Embiid went out, bro, and they had PJ Tucker starting at center. What's his name? He had a double-double, like a 25, 30-point double-double.
Man, when I bet on him, I think it was Christmas Day. I think I needed I think I needed like 1-3. I think he went like 0 for 5.
Damn,
he was awful. Another player, bro, on my ban list, and it's sad to say because, like I said, second favorite player in the league, Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine. Yesterday, bro. Not yesterday. Was that yesterday they played Pacers? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Bro, I had a 25-leg parlay. I hit 23 out of 25 legs. Both the legs I needed from him, bro, was the one that missed. I think it was was it 20 points or 25 points? I don't remember which one. I think it was
20 because I think he had 19.
And I needed 2 threes, and he went 0 for 7.
Oh, that's the worst. When they're pulling them, they're just not splashing, bro.
And you know he'll pull it.
He'll pull it. He'll run down and shoot it like he's Steph, bro.
Man, that reminds me of another person on the ban list, man. It's not Steph.
I was wondering. I was like, you're not betting on Steph, bro?
Jordan Poole. And the reason why I went bet on Jordan Poole is because I feel like when you expect him to do real good, he doesn't. But when you don't expect him to do good, he does.
Yep.
It's just a polar opposite.
I'm telling you, one night you'll look at Jordan Poole and you're like, is he the best young gun in the league on offense? And then the next night you'll look at him and you're like, this guy, I mean, he's just terrible. He makes terrible decisions when he's passing the ball. He shoots from anywhere on the court, like in just stupid shots. And then the next night he's hitting them, and you're like, wow, this dude's incredible.
I mean, like, I feel like it's not even game to game, bro. That's play to play. Like, last night we seen it, bro. He came down. You got the greatest shooter in the world. You got the greatest shooter in the world right here, right next to you, wide open. You have the second best shooter, right over there, probably open. Yeah. And what you pull a half court three?
Half court three.
That is dumb. He lucky he made that shot.
He is so lucky he made that shot at the end of the game, because if not, he's the one that killed the game, bro. Man. For rivalry night, for Twitter beef night.
He was finna get rocked the second time this season, bro. It was crazy. They threw that hit. Man, he threw that when Steph threw that mouthpiece. When he got ejected, bro, I just turned my iPad off, bro. I couldn't watch it, bro.
Oh, bro. So let's just talk this next week, all right? You got any locks? You got anything that you're looking at? Maybe football Sunday, maybe some NBA locks, some money lines or whatever that you're really feeling confident about this next week?
Man, look, I got something I'm not feeling confident about.
Yeah?
Look, if you're an NFL fan, I advise you just watch the game. Don't bet, just watch them games because you don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody knows what's gonna happen for real. If you're being honest,
except me. So let me give you my locks of the week. So I really, if Mecole Hardman was playing, I'd bet on a Mecole Hardman touchdown every single night. But since he's not, I'm betting on a Kadarius Toney touchdown every night. I've bet it every game so far to playoffs. He got it the first game, or not last game. He got it the last game of the season, week 18. I'm betting on the Kadarius Toney touchdown. He's gonna get a little jet sweep. He's gonna get a little screen pass, a little something inside the 20. Exactly. He's our poor man's Tyreek. That's exactly what Mecole Hardman is. That's our poor man's Tyreek. So he's gonna get them. Chiefs money line, free money. I mean, minus 102. You put 100, you get 2. I mean, that's what I like to see. And for me, I'm going to get a little extra sprinkle of odds on there. So I'm taking them plus 2.5. Because even if they do lose, I mean, I'm sorry, not plus 2.5, minus 2.5. I'm thinking the Chiefs are going to win. But if they do win, it's not going to be by more than a field goal. So I'm thinking the Chiefs get in there. They win by about 2.5. Jamar Chase touchdown. Jamar Chase has had one touchdown against the Kansas City Chiefs of the 3 games that they've played. You know he's getting in there. At some point, Burrow is slinging that ball to Jamar. Also, I've been betting on this all playoffs long, and I think it's finally going to come to pass. Brock Purdy pick. Brock Purdy pick. Hey. I've been betting on it all playoffs, and this week's the week.
If there's a time, it's this week.
This is the week. And if it's not this week, it's next week.
Nah, it'll be the week after that because they got that bye inventory. Yeah,
You're right. It's the week after that. But hey. So yeah, man, you got any other locks or anything?
Man, Anthony Davis is back for the Lakers, right?
I thought he got hurt last night.
He got hurt, but he played.
Oh, okay, bad.
That's ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
glass bones, paper skin. That's crazy. But
yeah, for real,
man. If you watching the Celtics and Lakers, bet on the Celtics. First of all, I know that's not something that's crazy, but I feel like there's a lot of people that think just because LeBron's on this quest to get the
most points.
I feel like they think just because of that, they think the Lakers are going to win. They think they got Rui Hachimura now.
Yeah.
They think that's going to translate to winning.
They're still not going to be winning games. They're just going to be getting past.
I think over the season they'll get the 10th, probably 9th or 10th seed.
Yeah.
And I think they make the play-in. Will they win, though? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
The West is so tough, bro.
It really is, bro. The whole NBA is kind of stacked right now.
The whole NBA, bro, it's crazy. Like,
yeah.
If you're not in the play-in race right now, if you're not like top 11,
top 10,
I'll say 11.
Okay.
If you're not top 11, bro,
yeah,
you don't have a chance.
For real. Hey, but man, that's a good show, man. I mean, go Chiefs. Niners finna get that ass beat. It's gonna be a good week of football, man. I can't wait to talk about it next week. I can't wait to come in here chiefed up, ready for the Super Bowl. And when I say chiefed up, I'm talking about Kansas City, man. I'm finna be in my red and gold. I'm finna be in here ready for them to win, man. But DK, man, thanks so much for coming out, man. We ready for next week. We're gonna be back at it next Thursday, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching, man. And we'll catch y'all next week on Cash In, Cash Out Podcast.